I just
All
want
right.
to say, I was done with my book, and I was trying to write my afterword, and I'm like, am I supposed to write? I never did a book before. I'm like, I started writing it, and it's like, it doesn't seem right, for me to write it. I was just kind of saying the same stuff that I wrote earlier, and I was just trying to figure it out. And this was like New Year's Eve, I believe, New Year's Day Eve, and I'm like, I'm gonna send Eddie an email. It's like 2:00 in the afternoon on New Year's Day Eve, and I sent it to him. An hour later, he goes, "It'll be an honor to do it." And I was like, "Oh my god, this is great!" I'm like, I don't even know why I didn't do it in the first place. We're both from Jersey. We've known each other for 30 years, 40 years, I don't know. And then I got all excited. I told my girlfriend about it and everyone. And I said, I can't. And he said he's going to do it. And before I could tell anyone else, it came to me like an hour later, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is going to be the best New Year's ever." What he said was just
I like to get things done. I like to have things lingering around. It was on my mind. It's like, let me get this done for Mark, and it just rolled out of my head. I mean, I didn't really think much about it. I just started I hadn't even seen the book yet at that point, but I knew how much you were putting into it, how long you're working on it. And I was just like, well, let me just talk about my history with Mark, because both of us being from New Jersey, I mean, I literally think it's probably close to 40 years, certainly when I first met you, and then, of course, maybe like 35 years that I really got to know you. And then when I was at Megaforce, with Anthrax and Overkill, we would shoot and then but as I talked about in the book, what I wrote in the afterwards of the book is very true, because I was, I'm a little younger than Mark, and I would go because we're from the same area, I would go to all the same shows, all the rock shows, Meadowlands Arena, Garden, wherever we were. And it was always, to me, I'd always see this guy, because Mark always looked cool, and he looked like he could have been in a band. And I would always see him walking through the orchestra pit, going to the photo pit. And that almost became a sign to me as a kid that the headliner was about to go on, because you knew it. At that point, I knew he was a photographer. I would see him shooting shows, and I figure, okay, he's probably shot the band backstage. Now they're about to go on, so he's walking to the pit, because you never know if you're getting a beer or you're in the bathroom when the headliner's actually going to hit and the lights are going to go. So like seeing Mark's head walking up to the photo pit or towards the stage was always a signal to me. The house lights are going to go any second.